Let's talk about what changes we might make here. I think now's a good time to look at our season stats. I need a break from the cowbell. Thad Castle Jr. He's not it this year. Like, his rating and completion percentage are great. Say what you want about how many of those interceptions I've thrown, but he's also not throwing touchdowns on his own. It's just not happening. Might switch it back to the air raid to give him a chance, because I don't know if we trust 5-star Tetris prospect, but that is, that's not good. That's not good at all. Blocking-wise, of course, the 2 tackles who were supposed to be doing well have also struggled. Our kicker has been perfect. It's just we need better quarterback play, and it certainly looked like we were lined up for him to be the guy. See if we put it back on air raid generic, if that'll do anything for us. Let's see. So this is interesting. We definitely had a chance to be closer towards the top of the board. We're not. And now we're kind of in no man's land of, oh shit, we could get relegated. As opposed to being, you know, pretty much good to go. Fighting for promotion, but goal this year, as always, first year you get to a new conference, it's don't get relegated. Would love to have gotten back-to-back promotions. I do think this team could have been capable of it. But, you know, when you blow a couple leads and have a couple close losses, obviously hurts your chances. Alright, so we have a couple players to optimize here. In terms of cells and everything. Well, you want to break the rules in full court press? I want to see how far we can get. I want to see how far we can get. Sometimes there's just bad luck involved, you know? You don't make it as far as you want to. Sell that guy on anything. Should be able... sell for that guy. And then visits. Gage, Texas State. Oh boy. Academic prestige. I don't have much to sell that guy on. Kent State, non-conference. Obviously, we'd still like to win the game. Wins are very, very important, and it could be very, very damaging for us to not make it to a bowl game. You know, you've seen the effect that, like, coach prestige you can get just from making the playoffs. Missing out on a bowl game entirely would be pretty rough. All right, the golden flashes of Kent State. See, boys. Let's see. We had a 17-0 lead in the fourth quarter last game against UConn. And I wasn't able to stop the sim in time to bail us out. We were up 21-0 just before halftime against Kent State. It's now down to an 8-point lead. 28-13, 31-13. We're going to get a no-touching win over Kent State. Maybe we've learned our lesson. No touching! No touching! No touching! 38-13. Final score there. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. And Stadium Grass Field, but a good game. Random question. Who's your favorite Simpsons character?
Let them do their job. You just keep going on. It's not about the X's and the O's. It's the Jimmies and the Joes. This is why recruiting is so important in college football. They just add better players. More physical.
Favorite Simpsons character? Bret Hart. Bret Hart. One thing that sucks so far is there hasn't been a quarterback that's gone over an 80. We've gotten a quarterback to an 80, but over, yeah, I don't think that's happened. Wow, I'm hurt. You should be, Frank. You should be. You got Derek Gage, the safety, linebacker Anthony Priest. Cool. Tender status back to a C-. So here it is. This is the big one. This is the big one. Our old pals, Coastal, There is quite the fight going on at the top of the board. We need to win this game. We are also winless at home so far in conference. We need to win this game. We have nothing left to do recruitment-wise. We can just leave it as it is. Our old pals, Coastal. If we want to help our chances here, we need to win this game. If we lose this game, all of a sudden, that game against Toledo could be very, very important. Relegation might be all we need to say, hey, Madden time. We don't play Miami. They got promoted last year. They're a tier above. 14-7. 21-7. Come on, boys. Let's go. I'm telling you, we can compete with anybody in this conference without 3 stars. I'm telling you.
No touching. No touching.
We might not get promoted this year because of a couple of rough losses, but I promise you we can be competitive with anybody in this conference. To be honest, I may have made a fucking horrible mistake switching us off of air raid, even though it doesn't use that playbook. Gigantic win over Coastal that could really hurt their chances at promotion. 409 yards to 257. I'm telling you what this team is capable of. Thad was a beast today. I imagine the O-line played well. Not really. 3 sacks allowed, but 28-7 the final. We're up to 4-5 now on the season. Not saying our promotion bid is back, but certainly that'll help us in terms of potential relegation scare. So we get Ciante or Keontae Gossett, get Kenya Woods, and Johnny Boa. And John Stewart. Okay, so we're good. We're done until the portal. So, tender status up to a C+. Nice. Toledo next. Thad Castle Jr. was Conference Offensive Player of the Week. Texas State up next. And we're at 4-5 overall. The games are going to be coming fast here. We're at 3-4, 2 wins above Toledo. We only have 3 games left, so we can finish on a maximum of 6 wins. The odds that we make it to the conference championship game in Season 1 are incredibly slim at this point. But the odds that we get relegated are also incredibly slim at this point. Texas State up next. Let's do this, man. Let's do this. No, put him in the gold pants. Whether or not we get promoted, or even somehow relegated, long shot on both sides would be either end of the spectrum, basically.
Welcome to Muncie, Indiana, home of the
Very least, it looks like we're going to maintain our position here. Beat Texas State, you never know what might happen. You never know. It went out to be in the mix, though. True, but it could happen. Could happen. I mean, I think we'll very much be looking back at that UConn game with an immense amount of frustration. But what's done is done. Ball State beats Texas State. No touching.
No touching. No touching. Wins and seem to have righted the ship.
23-17.
Every coach talks about that. They dealt with it. They got the loss. They had a little bit of.
We're facing similar issues as we were in previous conferences. We just need to be consistent. We just need to have that consistency. And we'll be okay. 23-17 over Texas State. Boys are on a nice little roll here after that fumble against UConn. Level up. Again, we won't be able to spend those coach coins anytime soon. Playbook 3 was right. Definitely with the way they're playing, which means I could very much be to blame. Although we saw that we were capable of doing well even without it, so who the hell knows. The Big Lebowski, Conference Defensive Player of the Week with 4 sacks. Jesus Christ, that should be a national. It's not, though. As we draw Toledo. We have 2 games left. Both teams with 2 games left. They can't catch us. So we are confirmed safe after that win. We're not going anywhere, at least down. Up is very much on life support, though. We lost to Vandy, but we did beat Coastal. If we win our next 2 and Coastal lose their next 2, theoretically we could make it. It's a long shot, but we know that we're safe this year. Could we have gotten promoted? Yes. That's a story that we're very much fucking used to. This whole team of like, oh, we could have gotten promoted. We dealt with that for essentially a goddamn decade. So all things considered, not a bad season. And who knows what might still happen. If we lose one more, then guaranteed no shot whatsoever at promotion. But we'll see.
Welcome to the Glass Bowl in Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo is pretty much guaranteed to be relegated here. Especially if they lose to us. That's their hopes over and done with. All right. Let's do it, boys. Let's see. Been on a really good run, which means you'll probably lose to a team that you're significantly better than. Because that's how this team has typically played in our time at the helm. Yep, down 16-3 at halftime. That's 16-10. Very typical Ball State here. 3:25 to go. Toledo have the ball. We got to get this ball back. Very typical Ball State here.
He'll pull it on the read.
Run by that guy.
Time is on their side, and they're going to wind that play clock all the way down. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground.
Okay.
Maybe picked up a couple. He's down.
Need one more stop here.
The Rockets will hustle to the line.
One more stop. Are they going to throw this football? Looks like they're going to waste time. All right. Come on now. One stop here, get the ball back. Touchdown wins it. We don't play like they know they're going to get relegated, right?
On 3rd and long, he's going to have...
Give me that!
And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed. And it's going to be a...
Big time pick 6 for DeMar Small.
What a play by this defense.
Woo!
And how about the defender?
Let's go.
Supposed to breaks on the football, makes the interception.
Easiest pick 6 he'll ever have. And that'll be a 1-point lead for Ball State. Very nice, very nice.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys. A little
Very, very nice.
happening in college football this weekend.
We'll need our defense to get the job done here, though, but I think there's reason to have some confidence after what we just saw. Famous last words, of course.
On it from there, and now we have ourselves a blowout. They're up by 31 over
East Carolina losing to Western Kentucky.
Wants to throw on 1st down.
just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final.
Well, how about that play? Curl route, and the receiver, as soon as he turned around against zone...
Final play before the 2.
Right on him, so he's able to catch it and go get the first.
Yikes, boys. Yikes. Rough start. Let's start sending pressure then if we don't want to play zone. Let's start sending a bit of pressure. I don't know if they're in field goal range right now or not.
They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6.
It's far from over. His last couple plays.
Willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
Big question is, are they in field goal range?
From the 27-yard line, you can make a field goal from here. Just don't take a negative play. Deep shot for the.
Give me that.
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off.
DeMar Small does it again.
On the interception. Really nice.
Back-to-back interceptions
On his chance to make a play.
for the former portal pickup.
Might be the nail in the coffin, fellas. This offense, they're trying to get back.
Let's
in the game. You're
go.
having to be aggressive. You're now gonna have to start taking chances.
That is the type of big effort we would have liked to have seen earlier this season, but that's the type of effort that we were looking for.
Takes over the
First
football.
down ends the game.
Offense headed out. One possession game, getting late. First
We know where to go there on the first play.
of the football.
So they call this situation 4-minute offense, where you're trying to run the football and throw high percentage passes to maintain possession and bleed the clock. This is a very difficult
Okay.
game to execute at a high level.
Yeah, and listen, what you understand as an offense is if I get 1 or 2 first downs, this ball
Tough
goes
spot to be in here, obviously.
in. Not scoring, take care of the football, get a few
Love the first down, but we got to make sure we have them burn that last time out.
Sticks from here.
Nowhere for Jello to go. So we are going to have to punt this. Could have gone for the arm punt, but not done yet. We couldn't get the first. They hit the punter, no call. There's the fair catch. Okay. It's not over. Still not over. And we make it 3 interceptions in a row.
They'll start this drive with a pass. And it goes through his hands.
That was scary.
Explosive play right
That was real scary.
couldn't reel it in. Couldn't connect on that last play. Now 2nd and 10 from the 42.
Nice knockout again.
This defense is physical and pass deep.
Well, they've thrown 2 straight incompletions, and they just need to play pitch and catch on this next play. They're down.
Come on now.
possession, and you don't have to necessarily get the first down right here, but if you don't get it, you've got to at least keep the 4th down manageable to give yourself.
Quarterback in trouble. Has to throw it away. 4th and 10.
Give yourself a shot to win.
One more stop.
these situations. 3rd and long, defense.
This ball game's over.
They're playing pass, playing deep. QB has nowhere to go with the football, so he just throws it away.
I got caught. I couldn't turn. Even though that lineman was set to turn around and run backwards, I was holding up the whole way. He still ran forward first and then turned. There was just nothing I could do there. Oh, shit. That is not the time for a broken tackle. Okay, we're making a mess of this. Note to self, do not run coverage with the lineman because they will not be able to turn in time. I couldn't move him off the line either. Quarterback in trouble. Just gets rid of it. Son of a bitch. Woo! National title of the year 7. You have restrictions beyond pro releases.
Which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, the running back tries
Stop.
to hit the hole. He's not
Problem is, I don't know if they're in field goal range here.
still running, and they have to get everybody lined up.
There's the spike, 3rd and 12. It would make me think that they are not in field goal range
From here, it's a 51-yarder.
because they're going to be looking for some extra yards.
Much better. From the gun, wants to pass. Heaves it.
Wide open down the middle. Touchdown, Toledo.
Toledo. And they've got the lead in the final.
Don't know what the hell our safeties were doing. We had a couple of them back there. Nobody picked him up. Toledo takes the lead. Very typical Ball State. We play to the level of our competition still. That's what we do. We play to the level of our competition. The 2 points, not good, though. We have 2 timeouts and 29 seconds here. We got a touchdown.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
Save
He
time.
wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end.
Very typical Ball State. Our quarterback's 10 of 18 today after a great game last week.
One possession game, you've got some time to work with, but you have to make up some
That's
ground
gonna be picked.
quickly, David.
Got to be smart. Can't
Almost.
throw in front of the sticks, can't get tackled in front of the sticks.
2 interceptions.
Down the field,
And it still might not have been enough to seal the game. Isn't that crazy?
I think because of that, David, offensively, you got to have a plan. You got to know where your best matchup
We're going to get hit.
on the perimeter.
Intercepted, game over. Hit as we threw. Intercepted, Toledo wins. Well, we won't get promoted this year.
You know, there's no real
Very typical Ball State. Very typical Ball State. We go on this crazy run, beating good opponents. We only put up 3 in the first half against Toledo, who are in the basement of the conference.
Guys, at the end of the day, it comes
And we can't get the comeback. Despite 2 interceptions, we can't get the comeback. Very typical Ball State. At the very least, we're safe. We're not going to get relegated. That is a bit embarrassing, though. And now we have to win our final game of the year. Make it to a bowl game. Which it would be a disaster if we don't. As DeMar Small was the Conference Defensive Player of the Week, and unfortunately, again, despite those 2 interceptions, we still lost. It's our old pals ODU in our final game of the year, unless we win it. And we got nothing to do recruitment-wise. We're already set up well there. That was a bad loss. You take away that loss, you take away the UConn choke job. Who knows what might have happened, but some old tendencies appearing for Ball State. Just finding a way to make life difficult for ourselves, right? What we do. What we do. Final game. Gotta win it to get a bowl game. I mean, not getting promotion's one thing. Not getting a bowl game would be incredibly rough. A 14-0 lead. Now 21-7. 21-9. 21-16. 24-16. ODU are within 2. And are going to get the ball back with 1:46 to go. But they turn it over. Sean Camp, the interception. We can't beat Toledo, but we can beat Old Dominion.
No touching! No touching! No touching! These guys deliver.
You can't.
Inconsistency is our consistency at Ball State.
Staying focused, understanding it's a close.
Oh, goodness. It just doesn't change. It just doesn't change. We are consistently inconsistent. That's what we do. That is what we do. Unbelievable. Well, at least we won, right? At least we won. Did what we needed to do. Get to 6-6. That'll get us a bowl game. Again, no promotion, but also not relegated. Our first year in a new conference, that's not that bad. Could have been better, certainly. Not that bad. Again, we have nothing to do recruitment-wise right now. The big question will be, do we want to change up anything with our coordinators at all? Alright, so Conference Championship Week is there. Anything scheduled that shouldn't be? No. So that means we will know promotion and relegation. Or at least relegation. We won't know promotion yet. Talent tree again for Jared Shaw. See, I'm good with it. Good with it. We got to boost up who we have to get them to their peak of their abilities for now, so that's fine. So let's find out then. We know we're not in the conference championship this year. How promotion relegation worked out. Your Heisman winner is not going to show up yet because for some reason there is a fictional Week 16. Hey, that happens. There weren't even extra scheduled games. Your Heisman winner is Cole Markham, junior quarterback out of App State. All right. The Mountaineers have themselves a Heisman winner in 2038. As we draw Tulsa in the Detroit Bowl, the team whose spot we took in this conference. We are heading to Ford Field to take on Tulsa in the Detroit Bowl. Okay. Well, then that brings us to looking at how this season panned out, right? Let's do just that. Starting at the very bottom, independent status, your promoted teams this year, the UMass Minutemen and the Charlotte 49ers. Worst team in college football, you could argue, is Utah. Conference USA. Your relegated side is Kennesaw State at 2-8. And on the other side, it's East Carolina. So Kennesaw State, East Carolina, both down. We'll see who will be joining us in the MAC. Relegated from the MAC, as expected, it is Toledo. It ended up being Vandy and Coastal in the conference championship game. But Toledo relegated this year. In the Sun Belt, Northwestern, rough year for them. At 1-9 in conference, they will be relegated. Miami might get a second straight promotion. Tier 7, the American, it'll be Memphis because of one extra overall loss. Memphis Tigers have been dropped. Tier 6, the Mountain West. Louisiana, App State, 10-0 in conference. The Ragin' Cajun have been relegated. Tier 5, the Pac-12, the Green Wave of Tulane. At 1-9 in conference, down they go. Tier 4, the ACC, South Carolina, back-to-back relegations for the Gamecocks. Rough times. Tier 3, the Big 12, Georgia, falling down to Tier 4. What has happened to the Georgia Bulldogs? From Tier 1 to Tier 4 within, I think, 5-6 years? Holy hell. Did not win a single conference game on the road. They were 0-6. Tier 2, the Big 10, Auburn. K-State ran the table. It is Auburn who get relegated. And from the top tier, the SEC, Florida State have been relegated. So that'll bring us to the promotions. Be able to check who won the conference championship games last week. Western Michigan will be joining us in the MAC. Son of a bitch. That's the Bronco. Actually, I lied. Louisiana Tech. Never mind. For some reason, I thought that said 22. I was just thinking of Sid Vicious. What can I say? So it's Louisiana Tech that joined us, which is also bad news, given that they beat us this year. That was a lose-lose situation for us. Louisiana Tech have been promoted. I'm drunk. Houston, to double check, win the Pac-12. So Houston getting promoted up to tier number 4. Coastal Kakalaki promoted. We won't have to deal with them next year. We will have to deal with Northwestern. Washington win the Big 12. While Utah State have won the Sun Belt. Central Kakalaki, indeed. Colorado State win the American over Hawaii. While App State run the table to win the Mountain West. Good for App State, man. They'll be heading to Tier 5. Bama wins bragging rights of winning the SEC conference crown, while Florida wins the Big 10 to make their way back to the top tier yet again and denying K-State the right. While West Virginia, apparently number 1 in the country, win the ACC conference crown. We know the promotions. We know the relegations. The playoff bracket, which of course will not be a part of this year, is Miami against K-State. Winner draws Bama. Utah State against the Florida Gators. Winner takes on West Virginia. Western Michigan and ASU. Winner gets Colorado State. Louisiana Tech and Washington, with the winner getting App State. That is a wild bracket. Holy shit. The non-automatic qualifiers really change things, don't they? In terms of our stats for the season, Thad definitely started to do better towards the end of the year, but not quite what we were hoping for. Under 200 yards per game. Not great. Rushing-wise, the senior, it sucks that Giant Stadium is a senior, but 800 yards, 4 touchdowns. Thad had 4. Receiving-wise, reception king was Corn Hucker, but Dick Duff was the yardage leader. Also the touchdown leader with 8. Blocking-wise, great season for Red Baron, Karan, and Man Bun Jones when they played. Bad for Heisman. A little bit to be desired. Of course, he wasn't a starter for most of the year. Defensively, tackle leader was your favorite cuck chair. While our sack leader with 13, the junior linebacker, Jeff Lebowski. Whew. And your pick leader with 3, DeMar Small. We had a, coincidentally, small amount of interceptions this year. Very unlike us. Our kicker was nearly perfect. And no, I'm not the one that missed it. It was also blocked. Nationwide, we didn't look last year because we were very distracted. 3 quarterbacks broke 4,000 yards. Western Michigan's Sione Lowe, Utah State's J.D. Byron, and Hawaii's David West. Fucking Hawaii, dude. Oh my god, they've been an amazing team. And of course, Markham was the Heisman winner. I don't know how Markham wins it over J.D. Byron. No idea. No idea. You had quite a few guys breaking at least 40 touchdowns this year as well. How the hell does Keenan Thrasher at Washington as a sophomore not win the Heisman with that touchdown ratio? That's pretty rough, man. That's pretty rough. So I know I'll say to that whole data leak, data breach thing, nobody cares because what the fuck can you do about it? When 2 billion social security numbers leak at once, what the fuck can you do about it? You know? It's like, well, that sucks. Literally nothing I can do about it. And even like, oh, it happened months ago. Like, nothing anybody can do about it, you know? When everybody's fucked, is anybody really fucked? You know? We're all fucked together. It's just one big orgy. And I'm not too worried about the rest of the stats here. What I am worried about is our friends at Tulsa. It's our friends at Tulsa. What's the Hawaii playbook? To be honest, that is a fun question. I think we need, granted, it won't be the playbook we actually use in game, but for sim purposes or whatever, let's just put the run and shoot of Hawaii as the playbook and see if it does anything. For shits and giggles. Let's do it. The Detroit Bowl at Ford Field against the Golden Hurricane of Tulsa. We really do need to win this game. Obviously, the ratings are appearing lower because it's the end of the year. It does that every time. We really do need to win this game. We can't afford to lose too much prestige. You know? Can't afford to lose too much prestige from not winning a bowl game this year. So this is pretty important. This is pretty important. Ender just still having fun with this, so we'll go back eventually. Eventually.
There's nothing quite like wrapping up a
Welcome to Ford Field.
Victory just leaves a good taste in your mouth going into the offseason. As we'll see a squad from
Also, we took their spot last year. They're going to stay down in Conference USA.
taking on a team from the MAC, the Ball State Cardinals.
We haven't broken Madden. I mean, Madden kind of breaks itself, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Kind of breaks itself. All right, gentlemen. Gentlemen. Let's end the season on a high note. We didn't get the back-to-back promotions. Easy for me to say. That I was hoping for. But we did maintain our spot in the MAC. And now I would like to see us win this bowl game to end the season off on a high note. Hopefully send off our seniors in style. By 12 as we approach the 4th. Make that a 9-point lead. Make that a 6-point lead. Why the fuck wouldn't we just kick the field goal?
All business today for this ball.
Doesn't matter. We won it. I'll take it if we don't even have to jump in.
No touching! No touching!
They tried their best to blow it. They tried.
No doubt about it. They made
But the Ball State Cardinals win the Detroit Bowl over Tulsa.
back show tremendous poise
I can't remember if we've ever played a bowl game where I didn't have to jump in for them to win it.
to make them so right.
So I will take it. We do end the season at 7-6 and with a bowl victory.
We're the better team today.
We'll take it. Again, we almost blew it. We didn't put up any points in the second half.
Broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has
We gave up 500 yards of offense. Jesus. God. How did we win that game when we gave up 500 yards of offense? That's fucking insane. Thad was 12 of 18 with 275 yards and 4 touchdowns. What the hell? Efficient. Running game was pretty solid. Thad got some good carries in there. O-line, not its best day, but there you go. So we do end this season on a high note. Again, we're not going to put too much stock into being like, holy shit, we won a bowl game. If we can win that bowl game without jumping in, I'm cool with it. We're about progress and moving on. That is another important victory for us, though. Rack up yet another bowl victory in our time here at Ball State. And we'll hopefully kind of maintain the status quo of our team rankings and not hurt us too much. That's kind of the big thing I'm worried about heading into this offseason, is seeing like coach prestige drop or anything like that, because that is incredibly detrimental to a program of our size. Incredibly. So let's get an update here on the playoff bracket. As K-State made their way past Miami and Bama, Florida gets past Utah State and West Virginia, while ASU beats Western Michigan only to lose to Colorado State. Louisiana Tech beats Washington, only to lose to App State. K-State, Florida, Colorado, and App State. What a bizarre Final Four. I mean, you'd think the favorites would be K-State. We've seen them win national championships on a few occasions in this timeline. Not bad. Who will be in the national title game this year? It will be App State and Kansas State. Come on, Mountaineers. You can do it. AJ, it was okay. It could have been a lot better. Could have been a lot better, but it wasn't bad. Your national champions in 2038. Pro potential dropped. Conference prestige dropped. Coach stability dropped. Coach prestige dropped. That's not good. The App State Mountaineers are national champions in 2038. Unbelievable. You'll love to see it. K-State can't get it done. They can't win, I think, what would be their third title in this run. The Mountaineers are national champions. That's crazy. That's crazy. Maybe he did deserve the Heisman. You're right. Maybe. It worked out for them at the end. Finally, the Natty comes home to boom. God damn. In terms of heading into this offseason, though, we do need to talk about players leaving, right? We need to. Let's start off first and foremost. Quarterbacks, we're not losing anybody. Running back, we do say goodbye to Giant Stadium Grass Field, who graduates. We also say goodbye to wideout Dick Duff. Bit of a shame. Good player. At the O-line, Thad for Heisman, who was pretty disappointing in his senior year, if we're being honest. Right guard, Mike Wazowski. That's a pretty tough loss as well to graduation. Defensive end Tinder Date Left Me Itchy, also gone. As are defensive tackles Pinkley Torres VI and Chris Rumble. You also lose Balls to the Walls as another defensive end. At linebacker, your favorite cuck chair has graduated. We also need to see if we can keep Santiago Thrasher. High persuasion chance. But he leaves. So he's in Ohio State, leaves for here, and then leaves again. He's back in the portal one more time. Unbelievable. And the safety, Frederick Muhammad, does decide to stay. Okay. But we do lose Fatty Doughboy to graduation, as well as the quarterback turned safety, Rick Schitthaus. Not to mention kicker, Triple H's invisible shirt. So some tough losses every year. That's going to be the case. Some tough losses to have to overcome. But we've had a decent recruitment class so far. No gems to speak of. The question now is, what will the portal look like for us? No pros again. What will the portal look like for us? Last year, very solid. But our grades have taken a bit of a hit. Let's take a look at quarterback. We got a couple in the running. Vince Wade coming over from Bowling Green, Nathan Summers of Nevada, and Terrell Elkins of Florida Atlantic. Running back, nobody. A fullback out of SMU, Kevin Santana. A wideout out of Georgia State, Eric Cheeseman. A tight end out of Vanderbilt, Venzel Bettis, grandson of Jerome in this timeline. Maybe fucking great-grandson at this point. Texas Tech's Larry Smoot, and East Carolina's Rashawn Farley. North Texas center Spencer Tandy, and Houston center Tevin Jameson. Defensive tackles Denzel Mann out of Marshall, Zach Thurber of Kentucky, and Kalen Kendricks of Northwestern. Linebacker Taylor Funk from Boston College, Brad Cook of Wake Forest. Good to see some teams that we're going to run into losing some players here. All right, that's about it. Shits and giggles. Are there any 1-stars? Only one, Kennesaw State's Cornell Madden, tight end. Yeah. So all of our points can be focused upon who's already here. Let's take a look at Vince Wade, first quarterback. 86 throw power, 79 speed with Option King. Solid, not amazing, but solid. Nathan Summers. 90 throw power, 83 speed with off platform. We obviously like him just a smidge more. And then what about Terrell Elkins? 90 throw power, 78 speed, but 91 acceleration. I mean, Nathan Summers is the best of the bunch. With Vince Wade, I mean, if we can get these guys, cool. But Summers, out of the quarterbacks, definitely the top target, right? Look at that fullback, Kevin Santana. He's good. Even if we were to change him, I mean, to tight end, maybe? I mean, the lead block is good. Run block power. I mean, literally, he is fullback or bust. I'm actually going to say no. I think I like the guy that we already have. Eric Cheeseman. 90 jumping, 89 speed. Decent catching. Good spec catch at 6'3". That's not bad at all. What about the tight end, Venzel Bettis? 84 speed, 81 catching. Yeah, he's a vertical threat tight end, 6'6" as well. He's pretty good. Larry Smoot on the O-line. 86 strength, 89 impact block, second level and screen enforcer. Yes, please. Sign me up for some Larry Smoot. Rashawn Farley. 74 strength, no abilities to work with. No, thank you. Spencer Tandy. 86 strength, good pass block power. Not bad. About the center, Tevin Jameson. Good impact lead block, good strength. Up Spencer Tandy to 10 points here, and the other guy's going to get 10 as well. Scholarship for you, Mr. Jameson. Defensive tackle, Denzel Mann. Only 81 strength. The block shedding's not great. No thanks. No thanks. He's not really... I mean, I guess you could put him at defensive end, but 57 speed, he pretty much has to be a DT, and he's probably going to get bodied. Zach Thurber. 84 strength, 70 power moves, some decent speed. So I'm okay with that. Defensive tackle, Kalen Kendricks. 81 strength, 69 block shedding. Not good enough. We got Taylor Funk at linebacker. Good pursuit and speed. Defensive end or outside linebacker, yes. Middle linebacker, no. And he's not bad either. And then Brad Cook. Great power moves, decent speed, can't play zone at all. He's okay as well. So there's not this, there's a couple of players I like. There's no way where I'm like, oh my god, if we don't get this guy, I'm gonna be in tears, And then Cornell Madden's not that great either. So 60 points left. The guys that we care about the most on those 10 points, let's put them at the top of the list so we know who we're looking at here. And we'll see how many more points we can possibly assign. Definitely have our top targets. All right, so Mr. Summers. Put you on 25. Aim for Benzel Bettis. Smoot. Tandy. Gonna be the last guy we can do that for. We're still looking at another decent recruitment class here, that's for sure. Does it, hinge upon how good of the recruits we get here from the portal? Maybe a little bit. We do get locked out for a couple of guys. Nobody I'm heartbroken about. Just frees up more points, being honest, so no big deal. Jameson was the only one that was on a 10-point before that. Who can we schedule a visit for? Wade. We don't know enough about him yet. Okay. Well, let's get all of you guys at least on 10. Just how many... we can do 50. Oh, we want to start maxing out the guys that are on 25. They are the top targets. So, Mr. Summers, let's get you on the max 60 that we can put you on. Mr. Bettis. Same thing. We're looking okay in terms of the rankings for these guys, too. That's not that bad. Andy. Honestly, we're going to be able to put everybody on 50. Which means you could make an argument. Double check for anybody left on the outright transfers, but no, I don't think that's necessary. I don't think we want to get any more than the 22 players we already have on the board. Even though it does mean we have leftover points this week, but that's okay. That is okay. Come on, good news. Good news, good news. Not bad news, but not good news. Somewhere in the middle. That perfectly describes everything that we do here, doesn't it? Not great, but not bad. Who's ready for a visit? Everybody. Good lord. Mr. Bettis. What can I sell you on? Not much. Let's do proximity to home. Handy. Coach Prestige. Thurber. Coach Prestige. You see why it's bad news that took a bit of a hit. Playing style for Funk. Summers will be the last one for this week. I actually don't know enough about him. About Smoot. Tell him on playing time. I hate how these are glitched out, not like in the same order. There we go. Come on, good news. Give us some more good news. We ended the season somewhat of a high note, won our bowl game. Okay, that's the opposite of what we were looking for. It. Final week. So far, not a single one. Oh, and of course that guy goes to the Chanticleers. Not a single guy has said, yep, let me go to Ball State. Summers, you were the quarterback that we wanted. I'll sell you on Coach Prestige because it's all I can do. Let's hope for the best. I mean, God, at least 2 of them? Please? Like, at least 2 of them. We do get defensive tackle Zach Thurber. Well, that sucked. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. It'll bring our final count down to 15 players this year, which is all right. But we didn't get much help from the portal. Ilya Sheed, normal dev. Same for Joel Bosch. Lewis Coffey, Teddy Durbin, Impact Dev for Max Tolbert. Normal for Marquez Keaton, Glenn Schrader, Sam Barkow, Deontay Gossett, Kenya Woods, Derek Gage, Johnny Boa, John Stewart, Anthony Priest. Oh my fucking God. We got 1 Impact Dev player in this entire class. Fucking yikes. USC, Miami, USC, Washington, Syracuse is the top 5. We were at number 122 this year with our 15 recruits. That wasn't quite the good news I was hoping to see.